Number one is admit that I am smarter than you. Now, what we're talking about are controls that narcissists, unspoken controls that narcissists use on you to control you. Now, I like to use the analogy, of the dummy puppet that sits on the ventriloquist's lap, and he has these controls that you can't see. They're in the back of the dummy, and I don't know how they work because I've never used one of these things, but, they'll pull or punch or do something, push on something, and it makes the dummy respond. Well, the narcissist is the ventriloquist, and you, my friend, are the dummy. And he uses these secret controls. So it is to our advantage to know what they are. And the first one is he wants you to admit that he, the narcissist, is smarter than you are, which makes perfect sense. The ventriloquist is the mastermind, and well, they call the dummy a dummy for a reason, and the narcissist sees you literally, as the dummy. You're just dumb. So he wants you to think that, and he doesn't say it. The control is secret, but he will behave in such a way, the narcissist, I say he or she, will behave in such a way that you get the message that he indeed is or she indeed is smarter than you. Now, the narcissists that I have encountered over my 70-some years, most of them probably within the last 20 years of my life, this is a key indicator that you're dealing with someone who is or may very well be a narcissist, or at least someone who has narcissistic traits, or someone who is a controller. Now, we're going to dig into this a little bit deeper, how it is that narcissists manage to control you with a very simple method, two levers they pull up and down. But meantime, let's take a look at number two, and that is kind of a reflection of number one, and that is that you are wrong. This is the narcissist speaking. You are wrong, and I am right. Have you ever known a narcissist to say, "Nah, I'm wrong"? You're right. You have maybe a disagreement, or maybe it's not a disagreement, just different of opinions. And the narcissist sits back and he thinks about it and says, I think you got a point there. Yeah, what was I thinking? You got it right. Narcissists don't do that. Well, people typically don't like to admit they're wrong. There's something about our ego. I'm talking about anybody. There's something about our ego, our sense of self-worth, our sense of self-pride, that we like to think that we are right all the time, but sometimes, we give in, and we, especially when it's very obvious, we'll give in, and when the evidence proves that we're wrong, then we'll take the advice of another person. Go to school, and you don't know. That's why you go to school, so someone can instruct you. Well, a narcissist in a one-on-one relationship, they are not teachable, because they already know everything. You can try to teach them something, and even if it's obvious they don't know what they're doing, they still think they know more than you. You could think of just about anything, from driving a car to mowing the grass to how you dress, how you comb your hair or how they comb their hair, how you manage finances. It doesn't matter, just whatever. You're always wrong. Your political view, it's wrong. Even if they disagree or even if they agree with you, they will take issue with your religious or political or sociological or ideological views. Because you're wrong. If it's your thought, if it's something you believe or something you think or your idea, it's got to be wrong by virtue of the fact that you are you and you're not them. Number three is this. The other lever is you got to, what's the best word for this? I think the word is probably reject. You need to reject, or maybe a stronger word is to hate those that they reject or they hate. Now, what you will notice is a narcissist, at least the narcissists that I knew, they have a plethora of victims. It's not just you they're abusing, and they have abused other people in the past. And one of the things they do with other people is they launch on a smear campaign against them, just like they're launching a smear campaign against you. And if they haven't started it yet, believe me, it's coming. But the part of their smear campaign is to convince you that you should reject these other people. Now, a narcissist, and again, these are the ones that I've known in my 70-some years, but narcissists, they want to isolate and insulate their friends. So they may not even hate these people or reject them, but they want you to because they want them to be their friends and not your friends. Well, narcissists are very selfish. They're very possessive. What belongs to them, and what belongs to you belongs to them. So they have these friends and they don't want you to like their friends, so they will trash talk their friends and they want you to reject them. So it could be someone they reject, they want you to reject them because they're smearing them. Or it could be someone who is their dear friend. They want you to reject them because they don't want to share their friends with you or anyone else for that matter. Number 4 is you really need to, this is a lever they pull, that you, from the narcissist perspective, need to endure their denouncements. So a narcissist you will find, not during the love bombing stage, but after the love bombing stage, once you're entrenched, once you're entrapped in their snare, their web of deceit, then they will denounce you. Remember we said you're wrong, they're right? Well, they will express that sometimes. And they will flat out say it. Now, the narcissists that I have dealt with, and I've said this probably a zillion times, is they love to accuse other people of being arrogant. And, I've had narcissists accuse me of being arrogant. The only person, come to think of it, in my entire nearly 70 years, who ever accused me of being arrogant was one person. Just one person. That was a denouncement, and I was expected to accept it. Now, the interesting thing is, this guy, as you know, if you listen to my other videos, he accused everybody of being arrogant. So it wasn't like he was picking on me. It was just like, he had this problem with self-esteem, and the way that he tried to overcome it was by projecting on others. You know how that works. But they have these denouncements. They will tell you that you're dumb. They will tell you that you don't know how this works. They're constantly comparing themselves, their brilliance, to you, and they sometimes express that. Now, this is a lever that they don't just flat out say, I hereby denounce you. No, that's not the way they say it. They just do it, And if you're not careful, they get inside your head, and you start to think, man, I must really be screwing up. Aren't I so grateful to have this guy to be my dear friend or my love interest or whatever, my business associate? Number 5 is you must be intimidated by me. I've never known a narcissist who didn't try to intimidate people because, well, that's his job. I mean, you're supposed to cower in their presence. So they try to bully you. They try to intimidate you. They will say things that you feel, man, I better do what he says or she says, or I will be in deep, deep, deep trouble. I'm going to have to endure their wrath. So they have this air of intimidation, this air of superiority that puts you down. They're very patronizing. And they want you to understand that, you're just the lower class. Come to think of it, everybody is compared to the narcissist. At least that's their perspective. Number 6 is they think that you must publicly praise them. What's interesting about this is it's never the other way around. They never publicly praise you. Well, maybe in the love bombing stage, or maybe if it works to their advantage, which it seldom does, but they want you to praise them in public all the time. So if you are with your narcissist friend or your narcissist lover or whatever it is, business partner, you're around other people, they expect you to lift them up verbally. I mean, say things about them that, this guy's just so amazing. And not only when they're with you, but when they're gone. They want you to tell others what a great guy they are. I had a friend that I worked with back in college for a short period of time. He was, quote, evangelist, unquote. He wasn't very good at it. And I would travel with him and I would do the music. I would sing. And he came to me and said, Ken, let's do this. What you will do is you will tell other people how good I am. And I'll do the same thing for you. I'll tell other people how great you are. Okay, cool. I will compliment you to other people. And I did that for a while, but I found out I was the only one paying compliments. I was the only one supporting him. It wasn't working the other way around. So, it's never backwards. Number 7 is you must accept my moods. Now, we alluded to this earlier because I wanted you to pay close attention to how this works, because this is one of the key controls that narcissists use to hold us tight. Yeah, you often wonder, why isn't that people just don't up and leave these people? I mean, it's obvious they're dominating, they're abusive, that they're not good for us, they wear on our psyche, they trigger our depression, they make us anxious, they cause stress in our lives. Why do we put up with these people? And the reason is because they use a system of reward and punishment. So, yeah, they will be your good buddy, your good friend. They will joke around with you and have fun. Maybe go out to eat. Oh, you got to pay the bill, by the way. But, yeah, they'll hang out with you, maybe come over, watch a ball game. Not with me, because I don't watch ball. But you know what I'm talking about. This is your good buddy. So they have this reward, and you got to keep in mind, and we're going to talk about this in the next point, but you got to keep in mind that they're an important part of your life. At least they think they are, and they're convincing you that they are an important part of life. So just being around you is a reward. But if you don't do what they say, well, they'll withdraw. They will punish you. And what happens, we find that we get caught in, our brain gets caught in that reward and punishment. So I've often wondered, why is it that people stay in abusive relationships when they do have options? I mean, some people just don't have options. They stay because they can't leave. There's nowhere to go. But sometimes they stay, even though they could leave, but they just stay. And it's because they are hooked. They want that reward. They want that friendship. They want that approval. And narcissists will give that to you, subtly, make you feel like you belong. Yeah, you do. You're kind of like their slave. You belong to them. But you have that sense of belonging, that sense of security, that there's somebody in my life who actually cares about me, even though it's intermittent. Sometimes they care, sometimes they don't, but at least they care some of the time. And that's how a narcissist holds us, is through these bilateral levers of reward and punishment. Do what I say, I reward you. Don't do what I say, I will yell at you. I will throw a temper tantrum. Now, it's not real. The reward is not real. It's a manipulation tool. It's a tactic. Number 8 is this. This relates to number 7, and that is the narcissist will control you. One of his controls is to say implicitly that I am valuable to you. That's how the narcissist sees himself or herself, as anyone he associates with should be grateful that they are just so blessed to have this person in their lives. I mean, these people actually view themselves that way. They enhance people's lives by the virtue of their very presence. Now, what happens is you may find that your narcissist doesn't throw a temper tantrum, but he goes through a season of silence, giving you the silent treatment. You know what he is doing or she is doing? She is punishing you. Because he rewards you or she rewards you by being your friend. And by withdrawing that friendship, he or she is punishing you from their perspective. Now, my perspective is, yeah, please punish me. Leave me alone. Get out of my life. Go away. Shun me. Hate me for now and forever. Just be quiet. Just get out of my life. But that's not the way that narcissist sees it. And I've had narcissists actually tell me this. That at a narcissist who, typical of some narcissists, like to live with other people so he didn't have to pay rent. But he was living with an older couple, and the woman did something or said something that offended him, and he was punishing her. He didn't use the word punish, but he made it very clear that he wasn't going to talk to her for a while. Going to stay away from her, this elderly woman, as punishment for offending him. I don't see that as punishment. Usually when I get real quiet, it's because I'm thinking, or something is weighing heavy on my mind. Some people think I'm mad at them. Usually not. Maybe I am. But the narcissist's lever is, in his mind, I am valuable to you. So if you see these 8 things in a narcissist, chances are they are kind of hidden. They're behind the back. They're the levers that they're pulling on you. And you may not have even realized it, but guess what? Okay, now you do. It may be time to, take control and, as a dummy, show the narcissist, no, I'm not a dummy, I'm a person. And I can actually get up and walk away. I can actually talk on my own without you pulling my levers. I don't have to make you look good in front of an audience. That's not my job. My job is to be me, and your job is to get away from me. Do you see those two rectangles on the screen? Let's keep talking if you want. All you got to do is click one of those two rectangles and the conversation continues. But if not, we want to thank you for stopping by and see y'all next time.